As promised, as threatened, I have returned. It is that time. It is the time in the... I tell a lie. I was going to say it's the last Friday of the month. It's time for a Levi Clay stream. Well, unfortunately not. I was supposed to do this stream last night. But honestly, guys, I've been so exhausted over the last couple of days. Some really long days of teaching. It's been a sort of... a culmination, if you like, of all the work that needs to be done. Lots of teaching all over the last couple of days. I've done about 10 hours of teaching over the last 2 days. Plus, I've got a lot of transcription projects that needed work. I also had to film a Guitar Souls episode and somehow get that edited and everything. So it's been a really busy couple of days. I've been working 10 a.m. until 2 a.m. type thing. And that's long hours, you know. And as you will have seen from me doing my Steve Vai stream last month, or was that this month? Last month, this month, last month, this month. It was the study club this month. As you will have seen from that, you know, the idea of me sitting in front of my computer and working on something for 10 hours and not leaving the computer, the idea of me not going to the toilet for 10 hours isn't uncommon. So when I say I've been working from 10 a.m. until 2 a.m., I mean I've been fucking working. So it's been a really busy couple of days, and I was just so exhausted at the end of the Guitar Souls podcast yesterday that I had to not do the stream last night. So I'm doing it tonight. Hope some of you can forgive me. I hope you can all forgive me. But we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We are going to talk about Charlie Hunter. We're going to talk about hybrid guitars. I'll be completely honest, right? We are going to talk about hybrid guitars until somebody at Hybrid Guitars offers to do me a cheap hybrid guitar. But you'll see why in a second. I absolutely fucking love these instruments. I love them. They look absolutely fantastic. They sound fantastic. I need one in my life. I absolutely need one in my life. But I certainly don't have the budget for it right now. So, yeah, instead I'm just going to torture myself by looking at them. As always, if you could like, comment, share and subscribe, that is all helpful. So please do go out, share this post on Facebook, share it on Reddit, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all of that good stuff, because it is a big help. Getting the word out is really important, really useful actually. In fact, why don't I make a wee live video? We'll put this up on Instagram, right? Let's try this. Dum 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 bum. Oh, that is overexposed. Let's do that. Hello, everybody out there in Instagram land. Yes, it is me. I am back again, and I am live streaming on YouTube right now. So head on over to my YouTube page, and I'm going to spend the next 2 hours talking about Charlie Hunter and hybrid guitars. We're going to learn some of Charlie's licks. We're going to really break down, or try and break down, some of his incredible style. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'll teach you everything I know about transcription. Get involved. Have a good time. See you over there. Laters. Get that up on Instagram. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Genuinely, it'll be a lot of fun. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to do the usual, put on my credits. Thank you to my supporters over on Patreon. You keep these videos coming to people, and that is awesome. Should I put a filter on this? Yeah, why not? I'll get that shared on Twitter. All right, cool. So, yes, thank you very much, supporters over on Patreon. You keep these videos coming. It's been a really expensive month in terms of buying things to improve videos. I've got some new cameras. I bought some more software. I'm looking to really improve things, and you guys make that happen. So thank you very much. You have managed to turn the YouTube thing into something where I can put a lot of time and energy into. So that's fantastic, and I appreciate it. If you'd also like to check me out on Amazon, if you don't want to support me on Patreon, you can do so by looking for Levi Clay on Amazon. I do need to set up a link for that. I'll sort that out at some point. It's just one more thing on the list of things that I intend to do in my extremely busy life. But yeah, please do go and check out a book. Lots more coming. Lots more. I have a compilation coming out in a few weeks. So expect that, and then I'll probably get on writing my next one, right? I think that's all I have to do there. Yeah. So let's say hello. Let's see who is online. We've got Peter online. How's it going, Peter? Good to see you. And April Kurtz. Hello. How's it going, April? And James Taylor. Good to see you, my friend. It was James, I believe, that made the recommendation. Let me get a link shared, actually, to my Discord server. James made the suggestion, I think, of checking out the slide. Yeah, it was you, James, wasn't it? The slide nut thing. Not an essential purchase, certainly not an essential purchase, but you know, good fun, and I can absolutely make a video out of that. So that'll be cool. Link going in the comments now. Yeah, so please do that. Jose Charlie Hunter is amazing, and Squid 3D, it's a good plan. Yeah, you doing this makes me regret selling my 8-string. That's the other thing to remember. Although I want a hybrid guitars, really want a hybrid guitars, I do own an 8-string guitar, and in theory I could tune that similar to how hybrid guitars are tuned. But you know what? Let's get into it. So before dealing with Charlie Hunter, let's talk about hybrid guitars. Okay, let's talk about hybrid guitars. I'm gonna bring Hybrid Guitars website up, and we can gush over these together, right? So, how do I do that? Over here. There we go. Dan, yeah, it certainly feels like Charlie Hunter's got two brains. So this is Hybrid Guitars website, right? Nice little clip of it's Mark Lettieri there. Right, and when you go on their website, they offer 3 models: the Universal 6, the Universal 7, and the Universal 8, right? And I think I want a Universal 7. I think I want a 7-string guitar from them. When you go and look at their instruments, the Universal 7 is a dual output Charlie Hunter style 3 bass 4 guitar instrument, or a standard single output extended range guitar at the flip of a switch, which sounds super cool, right? Okay, so this is the cheap one. This is the basic Universal 7. Let's just look at those pictures. Right, oh, look at that. So as you can see, the extreme scale length difference, the extreme difference in scale length from that low string to that high string, it's absolutely massive. I'm not sure of the exact measurement because they don't give them, but it must be, got to be looking, what, 35 maybe on the bottom. Certainly extremely long on the bottom, which is really cool. So that's the basic Universal 7, and you can get one of these for about $2,500, which is a lot of money. Squid 3D, thank you very much for your super chat, buddy. I really appreciate it. If we get enough of those, I will buy one live on the stream. So yeah, that's cool. Not really the one I want though. So we go down and we look at the Universal Telly. Again, really up my street. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Absolutely stunning. Why do these scroll so fast? I don't want them to scroll. I want you to stay on the damn picture. Just keep clicking it like that. Absolutely beautiful instrument. Yeah, very, very cool. And these ones come in, again, about $2,500. This is for the solid body. And then $3,295 for the thin line. Now we're getting into the beauties. The carved top. Yeah, look at this. Well, these are really pricey. $4,000. I mean, I'll be realistic. I'm never owning one of these, am I? But, oh, just look at it. Look at that thing. Look at it. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. And then there's, you can go further. The U7335 carved top. Oh, and you can have a flat top or a carved top one of these. Just look at it. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And I know you're looking at these and you're going, well, what's the point? Why? You'll see in a second. So they also do 6 strings, which are, again, pretty cool. Some 6 strings. These are a hair cheaper. Very cool. Lots of clips of Charlie Hunter. Here's the U6 Telly, if you want a 6-string Telly. Again, super long scale on the bass side, which is cool. Yeah, so about 2,500. Or the thin line one, 2,700. Or then you could go into the big boy territory and get yourself a Universal 8. Now, to be completely honest, the 8-string one is probably beyond what I would want. I don't really feel the need for that. But you get the idea, you know, it's the same basic idea. So you can tune that low bass note to an E, 41 Hertz, like that's a bass guitar, right? Up to a high E string of like a standard guitar range. So you get that extreme range, absolutely extreme range, which is super, super, super cool. Now, yeah, there's a lot of comments about about Charlie Hunter and like this being associated with the thing that Charlie does, and that is true. Charlie is definitely associated with this, though. Of course, there is a hybrid guitar scene. If you look on Facebook, there is a little hybrid guitar group, which is pretty cool. Nice little community of people that are all kind of trying to do their own thing. But Charlie is an absolute beast at this. So for anyone that is unfamiliar with Charlie Hunter, the incredible Charlie Hunter. We're just going to watch a few clips of Charlie now. I encourage you to check him out on Instagram. It's CharlieHunter67. You probably don't need me to make that sort of introduction. He has 90,000 followers. And of course, much like any good gentleman, he's on Patreon. So check him out on Patreon. Go and give him a like. In fact, I tell you what, I'll join his Patreon tonight, okay? I've been wanting to do that for a while. I've just been really busy. He also has a video available at My Music Masterclass, which I own, which is worth a look at as well. So let's take a look at some clips of Charlie Hunter. You can see what Charlie's all about, right? You can get actual bass notes out of that. It's beautiful. Oh, he stopped there. That's a shame. So I find his playing just absolutely captivating. I can just sit and watch him play for ages. He's just a groove machine. Check him playing that. This is actually panned. I've got bass in my right ear and guitar in my left. They're split pickup guitars. He's playing that bass part and that melody, and he's just such a beautiful job of it. Oofed. I could have transcribed this. This would have been cool. I do have something that I'm going to transcribe, don't worry. Honestly, I could just listen to this guy play for hours and hours. He's such a good player. He's got such a great vibe. Such independence between the way he plays. The bass and the melody are just actually so distinct. There's such independence between them. I love it. That was cool. And the thing that Charlie kind of is really good for is he makes these cool little videos of him jamming, and then other people on Instagram will take those and they'll play drums over them to turn them into like a full musical experience. Like it looks like this may be one of them. So this is the original clip. He's just an absolute groove machine, right? You take that, and then I believe this is someone adding layers over the top of it. Yeah. It becomes something really, fully formed, and I really enjoy it. It's just super musical. It's actually been quite a problem trying to work out what the hell I want to transcribe of Charlie, because he has so many things that are just so cool. This is someone just adding parts, Lyle Brewer, just adding parts over the top of Charlie's playing, which is cool. you just have to dance, right? It's just... And I'm going to jump over to the YouTube video shortly and give you an idea of, how ridiculous Charlie can be when he wants to be. He's also really into like the kind of this is Blind Blake, yeah. For those that are unfamiliar with Blind Blake, he is one hell of a great old school blues guy. Not much is really known about Blind Blake, but it really sort of pushed that really pioneered and pushed that ragtime guitar thing. It's amazing when you watch him play this type of thing, just using the thumb and one finger. I did a lot of that type of thing in my country fingerstyle book. Should we just check out a little bit of him playing slide to make us want to die? Because of course I love slide guitar players, right? So hearing someone do this. He's having so much fun when he's playing. I love it. You said white guys can't play blues. Oft. Idea. So please do go and subscribe to Charlie on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. He's a wonderful player. You will enjoy what he's doing. I just want to briefly give you an idea of what he used to be doing with kind of a different vibe. Back in the day, he used to play 8-string. He was playing the Kurt Novak's fan fret 8 strings, and absolutely ridiculous. Like, I still, every now and again, I watch this video and I'm just like, I can't comprehend how you're doing what you're doing there. This is a tune called Recess from back in 2004, right? Check this out, right? You will shit your pants at what he's doing here, right? Honestly, it's just it's another thing entirely. I can't comprehend it. It's an 8-string, like I say. Come on, Charlie, make us miserable. Quiet. Now, as if anyone that plays solo instrumental stuff, close your eyes. Forget that this is one person. Listen to it. Does it function as music? this melody here, you can really hear the melody and that bass line just so clearly. Repeating melody but changing bass line. Very cool. It's just an absolute groove machine, am I right? Sounds great. And of course there is actually a lot of stuff of him working with singers, because I think an instrument like that, of course, is going to be wonderfully suited to playing with a singer. So I'll give you an example of that, and then I promise from there we will then go on and we'll do some transcribing, okay? Again, we're just listening to this and focusing on the fact that there's no bass guitarist there. That's him.
My love is a mountainside, so firm it can calm the tide. My love for you is a mountainside. It stands so firm that it can calm the tide. That's why my love is a mountainside. My love
Pretty cool.
is an ocean roar, so strong I can't let you go.
You get the idea. Why won't it stop playing? It's so good it doesn't want to stop. There we go. Yeah, so just phenomenal playing. I really love his playing. I think it's just, there's something really special about the way he plays. I often, well, I've told the story a few times, like I was really into Joe Pass when I was younger, and the reason I was so into Joe Pass is because I lived in an area where there weren't other musicians, right? There weren't street lights where I lived. We were in the arse end of nowhere, you know, just fields around us, you know. My parents didn't drive, so I couldn't get to people. I didn't have a way to play with other people until much later on, until I moved out of home, essentially. And that was fine, because I played along with records all the time. But then when I saw Joe Pass playing and seeing him play solo guitar, it was like, oh, okay, cool. So you could make music on your own. You can do that. It is possible. So that became something that I became a little bit intrigued by. So solo guitar has always been something that I've been interested in, but it's always been about making sure it sounds full, complete. It's the reason I think Martin Taylor is so great. When Martin Taylor plays solo guitar, it sounds like a full ensemble. Not literally, you know, but it's very full. It would be possible to, I think a lot of the acoustic slappy tappy stuff that I describe as slappy tappy stuff, a lot of guys that do that, they'll do a cover of a song and it sounds like, you know, like, how would I put it? It sounds like you've got 7/10 of the song. Like, it's almost there, but you can give him a pass because he's playing on his own. And I don't like that. Like, I like it to sound as good as possible. So when I first discovered Charlie, like, whoo, it was instantly appealing. So let's have a look. Jose asked Ormsby about one. I'm trying to get Perry to build me one. Would you tune the guitar EAD, A, D, G, B? There's lots of ways that you can tune those 7 strings and the 6 strings. I will take a look at the tunings he's doing. Dan isn't on board with the idea of instantly being accused of being like Charlie Hunter, and I can relate to that. I can understand that, but still, I do want one. I really would like a hybrid guitars. Joel Bateman, hello fellow musicians, how's it going? You just got a new bass the other day, and Dan Johnson's mate was arrested for busking in Nice with Charlie Hunter. Nice. I see the joke now, April. That's not very nice. Ba-boom. Howdy, Smooty. How's it going, Doug? James Taylor, how's it going, mate? And yeah, cool. I've actually also set something else up for this evening. I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about doing it, but I have another camera set up here. So if anyone takes interest in how I go about inputting, you can see my workflow of everything being keyboard based and the fact that I don't use a guitar when I'm doing things, for the kind of efficiency in the hand thing. I do have that angle set up for that, so that's cool. Right, what have you got? Dan Brazier, good to see you online, mate. And yeah, damn, fucking tell me about it. Just a ridiculous player. Jazz, man. Yeah, I'm I'm very familiar with Tuck and Felix Martin. Tuck, obviously incredible. I'm not as into Felix Martin because to me a lot of it has that kind of lacking approach. I know a guy that you would kind of put in the category of doing this type of thing but doing it flawlessly would be someone like Ben Lacey, right? When Ben Lacey does this type of thing, everything sounds really complete, and I like that. So yeah, I dig that. Yeah, slappy. See, Peter gets it. Slappy tappy. Right. So yeah, let's take a look. Right. So the piece that I've got to actually transcribe today is. Let me pull it up. I'll just bring it up in Transcribe. So I've already downloaded it. There is a clip of Charlie testing out the video. Why is there no video? That's no good. Okay. Okay. Why is there no... Right. Give me a second, guys. Oh, okay. That'd be my fault because I've set it to only download audio. My bad. I'll fix that. MP4. Have that in top quality. All right. I'll bring the actual... Oh, sweet. Okay. Right. I need to fuck around with something for a second, but I will show you the clip on YouTube. I should be a little bit more professional and prepared, right? Give me a second. Posted it in my Facebook group, my Patreon group. Give me a second. Nearly there. Nothing wants to play ball tonight. There we go. I'll put this up on YouTube for you so you can hear what it sounds like. As it says on screen, a hybrid guitar is a combination of guitar and bass, Justin. Wonderful playing. This is, like I say, this is the clip that I would actually like to be transcribing this evening, so... Just a random little close-up of Charlie's face. Yeah, the telly, man. All about that telly. And you should go crazy with that shit. Everybody should have a hybrid guitars. I want one of these hybrid guitars. I desperately want hybrid guitars. Please, somebody send me a hybrid guitars. Okay, right. I've got the video. Let me open this up for you. That was good timing. You probably don't want to see my screen like that. How is it? Did it actually download to? I don't know where it downloaded. I'll work out where it downloaded. I'm normally a lot more prepared than this, alright? Okay, so I downloaded, oh, sweet, I downloaded the wrong clip. Okay. I downloaded, there's two things I'm going to be transcribing tonight, so I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, so Squid 3D says that that Charlie's a bastard because he hasn't aged. I would argue that he has aged, and I think he's done it wonderfully. He's done the thing that we all hope we can do as we age, which is he's become more of a silver fox as he's aged. You know, age has only added a level of what's the word I'm looking for? He looks like a more distinguished gentleman now, and I like that. He's cool. He looks cool. Age isn't treating me well. I'm starting to get bits of grey in the beard, and yeah, it's not good. Justin, I already answered that question. Okay. Oh, could you not hear that? Is my desktop audio low on that? I didn't actually even think about checking that, did I? Oh yeah, shit, that clip. Okay, well. Again, professional. Sorry, I've just almost got this clip downloaded. What a clusterfuck, eh? I thought I'd done really well by making sure I had the making sure I had it pre-downloaded and everything, but didn't think to check that I'd actually downloaded video. That would be important, wouldn't it? Right. So I'm going into this completely blind. Okay. A lot of you guys have talked about a bald fox, nice. He is definitely a dilf. A lot of people have talked about his tuning, and I know some of you know the tuning that he uses. I don't. I've not done that level of research, okay? I am approaching this completely blind. I am going to work out the tuning as I go, and I think that's a useful thing to do. I could have put the time in beforehand and worked out what he's tuned to, right? I want you to understand that this is absolutely something that you can do. There's nothing to stop you doing this. So let's go, well, actually, I'll wait till you can see, right? Psoriasis is clearing up on my head, which is nice. A hybrid guitar is a hybrid of a bass and a guitar. They sound fantastic. They look pretty cool. Right. Okay, I should now be able to go over here. Back to the tradition. This is what you're used to seeing when you see a Levi Clay transcription video. So I'm going to go under here. I'm going to go under, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? Let's go for a clean electric guitar. I guess I could go for a jazz electric guitar. It will have a slightly warmer sound to it. I think. Why is my desktop audio coming through to you so low? That's very strange. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was my bad. Sorry. Try that again. Let me check levels on that. I'll probably boost it a bit from there. It actually lowered my levels because I'm an idiot. Yep. Boost you just a little bit more. There we go, we can hear that. Shut up. Cool, right. So this is my 6-string guitar, because the clip sounds like this. There's a lot you can learn from this. I need to pick what I want to actually be transcribing, right?
You know, you can even. No, I don't know.
We'll focus on this bit.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know. No, I don't know.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know either. So I'm gonna listen to this now. I'm gonna mark the file out. I'm gonna put in where all those bar lines are. And of course, for those of you that are watching and are maybe new to my transcription process, you can purchase the software that I'm using, Transcribe. There's a link to it in the description. It's an affiliate link. So if you purchase it via that, I get a commission on the sale, which is another, of course, great way to support the channel. So, Joe, where have you gone? Oh, you're over here. Okay, cool. The YouTube studio app is really not wanting to play ball today, is it? For me, at least, I can't really see what's. I'm not getting any updated stats. To me, it says to me that there's only one person watching, and I know that's not true. So, yeah, YouTube, fuck you, you useless bastards. Right, so I'm going to listen to it and I'm going to mark it out.
No, I don't know.
So we go 1,
No, I don't know.
2, 3, 4. Whoops. Now, before I move on to the B section, that would be a good example. This part here. Just before that. Boom, boom, boom. Is that a G? Boom. Yeah, it's a G. So the low string is tuned to G, okay? Boom. For the record, don't have perfect pitch. Peter has watched enough of my streams that he'll know this, right? I know that's a G, boom, because I can't sing any lower than that, boom. It's the lowest note my voice is capable of, so that's how I can identify immediately that that's a G. I sang it and went, boom. I couldn't go lower than that. If I chose to, it is a G. Boom. I'm also using the audio capabilities in Transcribe. I'm using the keyboard. Just if I need to check a pitch, I'll do that. Rather than having a guitar in hand, I, where possible, want to do as much of the transcription work with just my hands on the keyboard like this and not having to go between guitar, mouse, keyboard. That's really bad for your wrist. And I do have wrist problems because of doing a lot of that when I was younger. So, yeah, we don't want to do that if possible. If we can avoid doing that, that would be ideal. So, right, where is this thing, just in case comments are coming through? Let's have a look. Okay, these comments are coming in thick and fast. Sorry. I don't know who Luca Strincagnoli is. Streakagnoli? I'm not sure who that is, sorry. See, Richard knows it's the lowest note I can sing. The classic Levi low G. When I was in college, I sang soprano in the choir. So I haven't used a MIDI foot pedal for Transcribe. No, I haven't actually even considered looking into things like that. Anyway, so knowing that's a G, I'm going to start tuning my guitar in Guitar Pro. So my low note is going to be G1, yeah? Yeah. So our low note's a G. Oh, be a C, right? C2. The second note is tuned to a C. Now, there'll be more efficient ways of going about doing this, but if I look at what he plays, I'll be able to use that as a way of mapping out what he's tuned to, right? So when I go through this, back to the start.
You know, you can even. No, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Actually really hard for me because I'm hearing notes and they're so low. I'm like, well, I can. Surely I know what string that's on. And the answer is no, I don't. Can we get a close up on the guitar, please? That'll really help me. I know there are close-up shots of the guitar. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'll be the 9th fret. Yeah, the 9th fret would be. That's a D. So, oh Jesus Christ! So if that's a D, it's an. Is that an E? No. An E flat. E flat. Jesus, I can't work this shit out. The guitar, the string's tuned to E flat. Let's check. I could just put in the. No, so it's tuned to an F. I'm trying to do it in reverse. F. Okay, so we know that string's tuned to an F. So the 6th fret is tuned to a G. Oh, geez. Trying to reverse engineer this and it just doesn't work in my mind. If the 6th fret is a G, then the 4th fret will be an F. The 3rd fret will be an E. The 1st fret will be a D. So he's not going to have that tuned to a C sharp, is he? Surely that's not tuned to C sharp. Maybe. If someone else could just could give me this tuning, that'd be fantastic. Because clearly my brain is melting just trying to do this. Oh, let's look for another close-up shot. If we can get that note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This note here, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. So his 9th fret is a G. Is that right? That can't be right. This is a G. I know Phrygian, right? They're probably big brain stuff. I could just do my research, right? So if the 9th fret is a G, let me think about this logically. We could do it a couple of other ways, couldn't I? If the 9th fret is a G, then it is we'd expect the 3rd fret to be a G. So it's 3 tones lower than you would expect it to be. Is that right? Let's try that. Is that right? I think I got it. I think I got it. Squid 3D is saying Hang on, what have you got there? I'm trying to read. What is FC? But we only need only one more string to go, right? That's an open string. That was the fifth string, right? No? Is this string also tuned to a C? That can't be right. This is melting my brain. GCF. Oh, I see what you mean. GCF. So we're saying there's an F here. GCF. And then are we agreeing on no, but this is a 6 string. This isn't a 7 string, 6 string. Do you think that's a C? I guess that would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? Let's go with that for now. beyond caring. I just want to get on with the actual transcription. I feel the same, Zero. I didn't want to have to transcribe any of this. It's one of those things, right? I've always found transcription both a blessing and a curse, right? Because it gives you like an unrivaled look into the inner workings of how this stuff functions, right? You can learn things that you never had any chance of learning before. Phrygian says he tunes G, C, F, C, F, B flat, D. So he somehow tuned this 6 string guitar like an 8 string. Is that right? But yeah, you guys keep putting in the work. I appreciate that. And beyond caring, I just want to get. Oh, shut up. Right, yeah. It's really just the I'm gonna try and reload Studio and see if that does any wonders for me. Hopefully you don't lose me when I do this.
I don't know.
This is fine. We can transcribe it though. Like honestly, oh shit! I didn't save my tuning there, did I? YouTube Studio has just crashed. I should still be online. You should still be able to see me. Hopefully. Still here? Yeah, I'm still here. Okay. Diego Guitarist, how's it going, man? What have I got? Yeah, I need to put that C string in there, don't I? Supposed to be a. Okay, cool. What? Why is that not showing up as the tuning? What is it? Oh, it's the. I didn't do this string, did I? F. Cool. There we go. Then we got our tuning. Right. So when it comes to transcribing this, to me, I've seen people do these hybrid guitar transcriptions, and they always try and split them over multiple octaves. Over multiple staves. So you'd have bass on the bottom and treble on the top. And I don't see the point in that because this is a solo instrument. There's no reason that you couldn't put this all on one stave, right? So especially as we're working in tab, right? So when I listen to this, I'm trying to separate it into the low part.
I don't know.
Bass note, boom, 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 and we've got melody against that. Okay. He's also adding these kind of percussive slaps in, or well, you can think of them as being lots of things, right? But rhythmic stuff. I will include that on there because it's kind of useful, but we don't want it to take away from the overall transcription. So I actually need to turn my aircon down. It's too cold in here. So when I look at this, if I just worry about that bass note, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, I'm going to use the second voice. So now when I write anything, it's going to put it in the in that lower octave like that. I also need to reload. Let's save this. Let's put this in my Patreon download folder because, of course, this will go. Whatever I manage to get done will go in my Patreon stuff. You'll be able to download this. Right, let me bring my face up. So, good progress, guys. We're getting a long way with this so far. Let me just reload that. The audio level for Guitar Pro kind of sinks after a while. It just gets quieter and quieter, and it's too quiet. I can't hear it. So Charlie Hunter, still playing the silly bugger game. Okay, fine. You should be able to hear it though. Let me check the levels. Yeah, the levels are fine for you. Cool. So yeah, as I was saying, let's bring my face screen up. I'm going to write that bass part out first. I'm going to write it, and that will give me a kind of a bass line, literally, no pun intended, on which I can then put that melody. So if I look at...
I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Now he's using his thumb, but we're at... Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That's really kind of dead, that note, but it is there. One, two, three. I'm gonna actually put that I'm gonna put that in the bass part because to me he plays it with a thumb. It's part of the bass line, really. Ooh, interesting. So this could correct our tuning. Oh, no. Just listen for the bass. Now the bass, if you look at his thumb, you can see he plays two notes, right? Ba ba. It's ba ba. It sounds like a tritone. It isn't because he's playing two notes on the same string. I'm gonna put because I think he's going for the 7th fret, but he ends up just sort of being dead. Same principle here, right? That's very much a dead bass. You can literally see he pushes it off the fretboard. Yeah, but we know what he's going for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? He's going. I want to say it's in B. Of course, it's not in B, because we're tuned that low. I guess that's a guitar player thing, right? I'm seeing 7th fret on low string, therefore B. It's not a B at all. It's funny because your ear very quickly, because those low 3 strings are tuned to the interval-wise, they're a 4th apart, right? It's the same as how I would actually have my guitar tuned. I can hear what he plays, and I'm starting to lock in and go, okay, yeah, I know where he would go to play that note. Whoops. I just want to get 8 bars of it down, and then I'll look at melody. This is where we get that. Really low. And when we look at it on the tab like this, you can totally see now why you might look at having this on like piano, clef, grand stuff. Is that? Yeah. He does. He does actually hit that there. I'm going to put it in because it's interesting that he does it. And obviously, this is a style that's so far removed from traditional guitar playing. I can't look at this and give you like, sorry, the correct way to notate this in terms of the mindset. You have to understand that transcription, when you're writing something down, you're trying to put the composer, or in this case, the improviser's intention onto the page. So when someone else studies it, they can learn from it, right? So I'm not in his mind. I don't understand what he's doing well enough to know whether or not that would be considered important. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh. Was he okay? Go there. Okay, so there's our 8 bars. Let me put a click over it. Not a click over it. Sorry. What am I looking for? Compute tempo. I'm putting the tempo in. That's where we go. Marcus compute tempo. So we're at 88. So if we go 88 BPM, we have a quick listen to this. That bass line. Oh, it's with a swing feel. Sorry, I need to put that swing feel. There's our basic bass part, right? What comments have we got coming in? Purely discipline. Don't know why. Tons of songs I want to be able to play. Yeah, everyone needs the discipline to transcribe. That's what I'm trying to encourage you to do, right? April says, so old that tabs didn't exist when I started learning bass, so I learned the song by ear, trying to learn to read it. That's really what we're doing here, right? We're learning by ear. So yeah. Learning by ear should absolutely be the foundation for everything. Of course, like I want you to be on my Patreon so you can download this tab and study it, but it's not that isn't the purpose. You shouldn't join my Patreon so you can, in fact, let's do the credits. You shouldn't join my Patreon just so you can download this tab, right? You should join the Patreon because you want to get better at transcription. That's the important part, getting better at transcription. And this is actually really fun because when you think about what I'm doing here, I'm really throwing myself into the deep end, right? It's not like I can pick up a guitar and try and work out what he's doing by playing along, because I don't have a guitar that's capable of doing that. Again, I would love a hybrid guitars. If hybrid guitars want to hook me out with a guitar, that would be fantastic, right? So he is using a hybrid guitar. This is a hybrid guitar, literally by the brand Hybrid Guitars. It is a hybrid bass and guitar. The low strings are tuned down to G, and then the high strings are tuned up higher. Over the years, he went from 8-string to 7 because he found himself not using the high string, and now he's playing a lot of 6-string stuff, and it's the same principle. He's taking the high string off, so he's staying in that lower register. Yeah. Anyway, so there's our bass part down. Let's take a look at our melody. So, as I say, I've actually written that all in voice 1. So let me copy this, or cut it, sorry. I'm going to go up here into voice 2. I'm going to paste that again in voice 2. So these voices up here will allow me to write things in their own kind of register, if you like. So voice 2, ultimately when I start writing in voice 1, all of these stems in the notation will start pointing down so they can stay out of the way. Damius Sky says, does your Patreon have some songs to start with, transcribing wise, be inserted? Yes. He used to use Kirk Novak's guitars. I'm not sure if he used a Conklin back in the day, Richard. It's actually Kirk Novak's that owns the patent for the term fanned frets. And when you look at multi-scale guitars versus fanned frets, there is actually a slight difference between them in terms of design, how fanned frets work. My understanding is that fanned frets, when you line them up on the fretboard, and if you were to keep the lines coming off the fretboard, the whole design of the fanned frets is that they actually all come to a point. All of them will converge on one single point, whereas a traditional, on your average multi-scale, they don't actually all line up and converge at one the exact point. I think if you were to design your multi-fret system, multi-scale system, and had that whereby all of those frets were to line up, you would be using Kurt's patent. You would be using actual fanned frets. It's the reason other brands have to use the term multi-scale and not fanned frets, because fanned frets is patented. So, yeah.
I don't know.
So if we just listen to that melody, right? Ba, 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 ba. We can write that down. A little bit harder because of the tuning, but let's do it. So I'm going to zoom right in so I can really see what's going on. So let me pump him up to massive size. We'll do that and that. So I can see the guitar. Awesome. Now I can see that guitar and I don't need to... And I'll just point out, this is all still done in Transcribe, the software Transcribe. Link in the description if you want to grab a copy.
I don't know.
So when I go into voice 1, when I now write this out,
I don't know. I don't know.
is that right, tuning wise?
I don't know. 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 I don't know.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's definitely the 4th fret there.
I don't know. I don't know.
Now this is really tricky in terms of how you want to go about notating this, because generally speaking I don't like to use accents in my transcriptions, but that's very definitely an accent there, right? Music question is a rule of thumb for which way stems go up or down in standard notation for big thick chords that span across a clef, or octaves for that matter. No. And actually, Peter, you're probably the right guy to mention this to. I don't know if you've seen, there is a group on Facebook called Music Engravers, what's it called? Music Engravers Tips. Bring it up for you and tell you. Computer wants to grind to a halt at the moment. There's a music engraving book group on Facebook, and they talk about nerdy stuff like that all the time. And the fascinating thing is, different people have different ideas on how things should be organised when they're doing them on when you're putting it down notation. So.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Oh no, sorry, that's the accent.
No.
Ba-ba. I'm actually, part of me wants to put this in the bass, but I'm not going to. Or am I? Both of these would work. He plays it with the thumb. I'm going to put lettering on that. Now, utter hatred. This rest here should be in the bass. It should be down here. But that's just Guitar Pro being shit. What was I doing? I was in voice 1. Yeah. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba. Triplet here. Now this would be an example of where you would put that percussive slap in. There are lots of ways that you can do this. I've seen some people use, what have I seen people use? Like the golpe slap, which is here. Like this. So you get this really obnoxious. But I wish you could adjust the volume of that in Guitar Pro to make. There may be a way to do that. I just find that is so obnoxiously loud. I don't like that myself, and also you're having to pay so much attention to the transcription to really see this little asterisk up here. So I tend to put open, like strings in underneath. Now that's nowhere near as offensive, but it becomes, it's quite clear what's going on there. You might even put something like that in. But then, it's nowhere near as aggressive as you'd want it to be, is it? It's funny because you can see that he goes for a trill there and he misses it. I'll hammer on and pull off. Is he really pulling off to... rhythm here. Da, 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 da. We're gonna write. Maybe with a triplet. Yeah, we'll go with a triplet. Now, this is another thing that I find quite tricky about this. When I listen to this first bar,
I don't know.
the 8th notes, bat, but, bat, but, bat, but, are very clearly, swung. There's a swing feel to those. But when you listen to these 16th notes that he plays here, it's not a swing, it's a shuffle to them. There's a swagger to them, and again, this kind of highlights the downside of notation. You can't really get that level of detail. I mean, I guess you really could if you really wanted to, but then you end up with something that's unreadable. And we want this. We want want that strum in there, don't you? Because we've got that. That's how he's going about doing that. Not crazy on the way it looks. But that's what he plays, right? Ah, I see where I went wrong earlier. I mean, it would be possible for me to go in and put that percussive slap in. It's just so obnoxiously loud. It's just why is it so? It sounds like someone's trying to break the fucking guitar. What happens when I try with a thumb? Maybe that'll be. Again, it's just so fucking loud. No reason for it to be that loud. So I can't leave it there in good conscience, right? That's really tricky to. Oh, sorry. But is there? I think if that's 7. There's a trill in there, isn't there? You've got this. Augmented. Oh no, it's just straight minor. There's a group of 5 in there, like. If you put like. It's almost like he's going. It's really that, isn't it? This would be a group of 5. Again, you've got the. It's a slide. As I was trying to say before I was doing this, like the beauty of this for me is, of course, this is a challenge. Don't get me wrong. This is hard. Like this is really hard. This is hard transcribing work because it's just so far removed from what I'm used to doing, and his groove is so impeccable. But I like the challenge, and all of this stuff it's doable. You can totally do this, right? And Edwin says I have patience. It's not patience. Like this is what I do for a living. So yeah. Oh, that's a really interesting concept there, Squid. Yeah, but having to be not too heavy on that bass. That makes sense. I'll get one at some point, definitely. Bye. It's like a chord there, fantastic, because that's exactly what I've wanted to do, is have to write chords in this stuff. Now, of course, the beauty of this these are going to be chord voicings we know. You can hear it's a dominant 7 sound, right? Not like that. How is he playing that? Of course it's that, isn't it? Let's see see how much we're butchering this. Yeah, okay. This is like not triplet. Dagger da to dagger da. It's like that last note is late. I'm going to write it as a triplet because why not? First voice. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Let's check for percussive slaps in this last couple of bars because I've not paid attention to that. We've got one here. I hate this, like, the battle of notation. When you're trying to write something out, you're trying to get that middle ground between something, you know, looking great on the page and sounding good. Oh, this is over the E, yeah. Open. Sorry. Thanks for tuning in, Tiago Guitarist. Good to see you, mate. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Here, you've definitely got this, like, slap in there, right? But he slides down on the top. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. This is dubba 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 dubba. These aren't straight straight 16ths, but I don't want to. It's just a nightmare because I don't want to put a 16th note swing marking in, because that then you're just having to change it between bars. That looks silly. But I also don't want to notate these as accurately, because then it just becomes harder to read. Like, it's the bastard no matter what you do. You can't win. There really is no winning. Oh, fun though. Like I said, I do like the challenge. I really do like the challenge. And as I say, I would like it if everybody would go and subscribe to Charlie. Go check Charlie out. He's great. I've not done that bit. So I'm going to write that as I'm going to break the rules of accuracy here, and I'm going to write it the way I would study that, because you've got essentially triplets, da 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 da, and there's a pause there, but it is da 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 da. I think you'd learn a lot from it, from practicing it like that. Ba 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 da da ba ba ba. Where are we playing? With 9 on the. Ba ma ma. Ba ba ba. Now that I would put that in. So I don't really like the way this looks. I'm even going to go as far as putting the these slaps in the bass for this part. I think when you put it on the page, it's a little bit clearer. You know what's required of you. Timing wise, it's not exactly right, but I think, like I say, from a study perspective, I think that's good. Hold that. My face will be in the way, won't it? Let me move that around a bit. See it? Ba ba. No, ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Rented ba 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 ba. Get on to there, cool. Same thing with percussion. Same principle. I put these in the bass here because why not? That's the struggle for me. Like that bar, you really do want that to be like shuffle, because if I play it like this, it sounds a certain way, right? So I could get around it by putting this in. That's not right either. It's somewhere in between those things. So I would prefer to keep it as it is and just understand that, you know, not all notation is perfect. And when it comes to learning this type of thing, you're never going to get this just from the page. You'll need to listen to the recording and make sure that you're capturing the nuance of the recording, right? So Squid says noodles his way into "I don't want to set the world on fire," and you can hear it a good few bars before. Interesting to find out if he heard it and went for it. If it's just a random occurrence, I imagine it's probably a case of heard it and went for it. I think that's a big part of that style. What's going on with Insta? What we got here? I mean, Charlie Hunter's started a live video. Charlie Hunter is currently live on Instagram talking to people. I could send a request to be in his live video.
You know, going chunk, chunk, chunk. Yeah.
Well, he's not going to be watching my... Oh, shut up, you arsehole. He's not going to be watching my stream if he's out doing his own. But yeah, you know how this shit is. Cool. So, see what this YouTube Studio just doesn't want to work anymore, which is really handy because it makes monitoring what's happening in a live stream really fucking difficult. But that's cool. We'll make do. We'll make do. Right, cool. So let's have a listen to what Charlie's got. Charlie's done, and then we'll have a look at what. Convert to section marker. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna highlight how much we've done. 8 bars of music. Which is $20 seconds. We transcribed about 20 seconds of music, and I'd say it's probably taken me an hour. So you can see why transcribing you know, can sometimes be a really fun job. Transcribing can sometimes be easy work, but sometimes it's really hard. Luckily, I'm transcribing Martin Taylor stuff at the moment, and that's much easier. More on that over the coming month, though. So let's take a listen.
No, I don't know.
Okay, so let's take a listen to what we got. I'm actually going to make that group of 5. Works better as a 5. I'm actually going to make a few changes to that bar, but we'll deal with that in a second. So, you bastard. Fucked everything up. Sorry, you have to go back into voice 1 to do that change. I am going to put the slaps in the bottom, like I did in the later bars. That way, I think it just cleans up the overall look of the notation in this section where you have these, where you have a lot more going on. You having to read a little bit more. Oh dear, let's listen to that without that click there. Nice. So, let's do the same again. Exact same principle. I've got half an hour left. I'm going to do bass notes, right? So, into second voice. Let's put the percussion there. I'm thinking of that as being melody. I won't put it in there. Low G's are awesome, right? There's our bass line, 8 bars of bass. It's just about going in, putting melody over the top. And that is kind of cool to listen to it like that, because I think you hear that and you immediately go, there's a bass line, right? There's something we could practice. You could loop that and get confident with that before learning the melody. So, right there, he's playing it. Getting that in there, aren't we? He's strumming there. Hold that note. We're moving faster now. Sorry. X again. Chord here. So it'll be. Sorry. Oh, these are staccato though, aren't they? I'll go through and put my beaming, correct my beaming. Oofed. Fun challenge actually, to be honest. Play here. Da, da, da. Ma. That's really, really cool and annoying to write. Let's go with. It's kind of like really. Dagga dagga dum. Why haven't I got the strum in the bass there? That's cool. I like that. It really is. It's like, yeah, three strings of a guitar on the bottom, three strings of a guitar on top. In terms of the relationships, like you see the shapes. The shapes make sense. How do you play that? This is actually straight 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can't, that getting that in like on the page. There's a couple ways you can do it. I'll show you, but. So one way to do that would be to put these in as tuplets, groups of 2. Duplets, sorry. It will play those straight now. Oh no. What did I do wrong there? I need to specify 2 and 3 here. 2 in the... oh no. In the space of 2, sorry. If I do this, they should play right. This would be incorrect in terms of notation standard, right? It will make it play right, but it doesn't look right. I can't decide which is more important. I really want to hit play because I like the distraction, but I'm going to keep playing. I mean, Sat 12, I am Tom Quayle's transcriber. If you go on his site and buy anything you'll see my name all over it. What does he play here? Yeah, I mean, I've got time, so I will do more. But let's take a listen to what we've got. In fact, I'll tell you what, let me mark out the next bit. Told you to go at 150, apparently. Reload that video. New section. Convert to sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he takes the piss. Right, let's take a look at what we've actually got transcribed. So if I zoom in on this, see it sounds like this. I don't like this. The intention to that, right, is cool. Right, what have a mess. Transcripts starting to sound better than the original in terms of compositional solidity. I don't know about that. If I had to read that, you'd be hunted down mercilessly. Well, the tab's all right. Surely the tab. Oh, you're talking about that. You're talking about, yeah. It's nice to understand like what your options are when it comes to stuff like that. To be honest, most of the time, well, I think that's the only time I've actually ever done that and not immediately changed it. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's the first time I've ever done that and not immediately changed it. But what I would normally do is I would keep it as eighth notes, and I would just write straight above it, a little text box, just to let you know that it is played straight. Because I don't put too much stock in making sure the MIDI playback is not all that important to me. I use it a lot in live streams, and that's worth pointing out. I like to do it in live streams because it's a distraction. Now, right, when I'm talking to you now, obviously when I'm transcribing, like when I finish this and I go back to doing the Martin Taylor stuff for this upcoming book, I won't be stopping and randomly talking to my computer. I wish I could, but I can't. I have to focus on the work. When I'm doing a live stream like this, it's fun because I get to distract myself with you guys. So, right, we've got like 10 minutes left, so let's try and do another 8 bars in 10 minutes. Let's see how much we can get done in 10 minutes, right? My video's gone. It's not. Okay, so like a machine. Let's be a machine about this. Get it up big so you can see it. Mama. My ear's sort of plugging into the chord changer, the one chord I could hear with moving up to the Sorry, no, there's 5 chord, the 1 chord, walking up to the 4 chord. Oh. Okay, so there's our bass line. That took me 3 minutes. Now let's go back and write the melody in. Triplets. Where does he play it is important. My face will be in the way, sorry. I'm actually not going to have that like that. Where he plays that. Play that there. Yeah. That. Yep. I think he does that. do it like that, will he? Let's do it like that. Right there. A high string. Ba, ba. 2 minutes. Still 2 minutes. Oh shit! I've only done 4 bars. We can get there. No. No. My wooden. Yeah, dominant. Ooh. Did he play that? Should be that, shouldn't it? No, it's not that. What does he play? Yeah. I know I've gone over, but you know, I like to give you your money's worth. Sorry. Okay. It's not there. It's not playing that. That. This is a triplet. I know my face is in the way. There we go, done. I mean, obviously I haven't done the full transcription. Anyway, let me take a look at what we got. Let's have a look. Oh, here's an interesting question. Do your private customers expect an accurate MIDI? So it's something that I discuss with my customers. It depends on the job. Like 99.9% of the time when I do a transcription for someone, the MIDI is going to be exactly accurate, right? But when you're doing something like this, it's important, or especially when I'm doing free time stuff. I just did some mouse theme for someone, and it's important to make it look good on the page because you want them to be able to learn from it, right? I'm not in the business of creating MIDI playback for people. I'm in the business of transcription. I'm in the business of listening to music and writing it down, not creating MIDI files, right? Make sense? So yeah. Yeah, I think there was some comment about it being I don't want to set the world on fire, and is Martin Taylor tuning his low E sharp? I transcribed loads of his stuff in the late 90s and it drove me batty. I don't think so. No, not that I'm aware of. Okay, so we're done. Let's take a listen to what we've got. Charlie Hunter, the Beast, the Monster. I'm happy. I'm definitely happy with that. It's definitely definitely a good representation of what's going on. If you wanted to study Charlie Hunter's style, this would be a great kind of into taking a look at how some of his lines come together, how some of his stuff comes together. Now, obviously, we look at bars like this, and it just highlights how impossible it would be to notate something like this. Because if I go into that second voice and I could put like something like that in there, an 8VB on there, but then it's like, well, there's nothing that really indicates that on the music. And I think probably the most important thing to remember, right, is when you do something like that, when you're working on something like this, right? So the instrument is tuned G, C, F, C, F, B flat, right? If I give you this piece of music and your instrument is tuned to that, you're not reading it. I would hope you're not reading it. I don't imagine anyone is trying to read this. I'd be very surprised how good someone is at playing, in this tuning and being able to sight read in it. It's not really. I don't think it's part of the job, right? I think tablature is unbelievably important for something like this. So notation is an unfortunate downside. I do like the notation. Don't get me wrong. Of course, I could present this like this, and you might consider this to be tidier. I don't like this because I can't see as much definition in that low part. I would rather like this. Listen to that type of stuff all day. It's just does such a good job of creating a full band sound in one on one instrument. So that is now saved, and that will get uploaded for my Patreon supporters. For those of you that would like to study it, join me at the study club tier. If you want to be part of my study club, be part of my study club. Huge thanks to these people over here. You can check me out on Patreon for as little as $1. Link in the description. It is a great way to support the channel. It enables me to keep spending more money improving my videos, to spend more time. The thing that is really becoming apparent to me now is I need to improve the overall look of my videos. Now, I edit my videos. I do my videos the way I do my videos so that there is minimal effort required in the creation of them, because I still need to make a living outside of YouTube stuff. Because YouTube isn't massively profitable. I still need to do a lot of transcribing work. I still need to do a lot of writing work. I still need to do all of that type of thing. I still need to do a lot of teaching, etc. Whereas now the Patreon is getting me to a stage where I can justify taking more time away and putting, rather than trying to get a video done in an hour, I can now put aside a whole afternoon and film a video and then edit a video, write a video, really plan a video and do something like that over a period of many hours, and it's kind of justified, which is cool, right? So thank you very much. Check me out on Patreon, link in the description. If you don't want to do that, you can also head to Amazon, check out one of my books. I have a lot of them. If you want to do the Charlie Hunter slide stuff, I guess country finger style guitar, there's a lot of that like Blind Blake stuff, but also the Delta Blues slide guitar. Obviously Charlie Hunter very influenced by Delta Blues players, so Delta Blues slide guitar would be a good way into that vibe. So yeah, as always, thank you very much, guys. Right, let me see any final comments, and if not, I'm gonna go in and see my wife. Charlie's faces are scary, I will give you that, Constantine. I think he did fabulously. Coped majestically with the blatant cognitive dissonance, the weird tunings, the non-standard techniques. Thanks very much, man. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Leo Coke, I'm not sure who that is. Bill Frizzell, I'll give you that, yeah. Cool licks, and those lecture lines, absolutely. Yeah. Ridiculous sight reading challenge. I guess it would be possible, like you could maybe... if you didn't have this tuning key up here, you can't see it, can you? Yeah, let's bring it up like this. If you didn't have this, there we go. If you didn't have this tuning key up here, and I just presented you with this, you might look at this and go, "Oh, okay, so this is like played on. All right, we're on a guitar, but we'll tune our E string down." You'll find the lowest note, and you go, "Okay, let's tune my E string down to a G." So then you try and play everything else. Okay, you get D sharp hammering onto an E. I can do that. I'm going to play a C natural. I'm going to play an E. I'm going to play a G. I'm going to play two Cs and play an E. And there's low. So you try and do like all of that is obviously playable on a regular guitar, totally playable on a regular guitar. But the additional information is really, really important, right? Can I play the inks? I can't play the Ink Spot song, unfortunately, Sat, because if I do that, my video will get a copyright strike. But I can check it out after the stream. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I have been Levi Clay, and I will be back this time next month. Should be, let me have a look. I'll be doing another live stream on the 26th of June. We're going to be transcribing some exclusive Martin Taylor content, so tune in. It'll be fun. We'll learn lots of stuff, and we'll get to see some supreme melodic jazz playing in action, okay? Right. Like I say, I'm going to go see my wife and then get to my bed because it's late, and yeah, I need to mentally prepare myself for a day. This beard is getting pretty intense. Much love, guys. See you next month. New videos. I'm going to film some videos tomorrow, etc. So, bye.